Irvin Yalom is a renowned psychotherapist, author, and professor who has made significant contributions to the field of existential therapy. His work emphasizes the importance of embracing our mortality, finding meaning in life, and cultivating authentic relationships. This video can help you navigate the challenges of our lives and find greater fulfillment.
The therapist's task is to help the patient see how he blocks himself by indulging his negative emotions and how he can override them by developing a positive outlook. The curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change. Life is a series of losses. You can't change that. What you can do is choose how to respond to them. The goal of therapy is not to eliminate suffering, but to give a voice to it, to find a form in which it can be expressed. Expression is itself transformation. This is the message that art brings. Our task is to construct a story that will account for what we are, and what we have been, and to create a vision that can give us a sense of purpose, however shadowy, that will guide us into the future. The therapist's most important task is to foster the client's self-esteem and personal growth. It is the therapist's job to help the patient connect with his or her own feelings, to put the patient in touch with his or her own inner world. The therapist does this by being a good listener and by providing a supportive, empathic environment. The way a person chooses to live his or her life has nothing to do with disease or illness. It is determined by personal choice. The great psychotherapists are like gardeners who cultivate the soil, plant the seeds, and water the plants. They are not miracle workers who can make the plants grow. That is the job of the plants themselves. Therapy is an exploration of the self, and as such it is a journey into unknown territory. The therapist is a guide who helps the patient navigate this uncharted terrain. Anxiety is the price we pay for an ability to imagine a future. The present moment is the only time over which we have dominion. All of us are much more human than otherwise. The ultimate goal of therapy. It's too hard a question. The words imply an ending, a finishing, a getting somewhere, and therapy is about not getting anywhere. The only way to avoid the pain of loss is to avoid the experience of love. The great task of life is to learn to be present, to learn to be mindful, to learn to be fully human. The mind can weave itself warmly in the cocoon of its own thoughts, and dwell a hermit anywhere. The challenge of therapy is not to eliminate darkness but to find a way of living with it without being overcome by it. The therapist is a fellow traveler on the journey of self-discovery and healing. Most of the things we worry about never come to pass. The only way to change is to accept your reality and begin from there. The self is always in the making, and can never be finished. If we do not develop the capacity to grieve, we cannot experience the joy of love. The therapist must come to value the patient as a person, not as a set of symptoms or problems to be solved. The purpose of life is to give it away. Our fear of death is like our fear that summer will be short, but when we have had our swing of pleasure, our fill of fruit, and our swelter of heat, we say we have had our day. The most powerful tool of therapy is the relationship between the therapist and the patient. The attempt to avoid legitimate suffering lies at the root of all emotional illness. Every therapeutic hour is a new encounter, and each one can be the beginning of a new relationship, the beginning of a new life. Therapy is a process of self-discovery, and self-discovery can only occur in relationship to another. We are all dealt a hand, and we have to decide how to play it. The key is to play it well, to play it with purpose. The world is a mystery and each of us is a mystery too. Change occurs when one becomes what he is, not when he tries to become what he is not. The desire for transcendence is a human universal. The greatest gift a therapist can offer is his or her own presence. The truth is that much of what we call normality is hypocrisy masquerading as social adjustment. I have no magic words, no secret formula. All I know is that, for me, therapy works. We are all in this together, and when one person suffers, we all suffer. The existential attitude is one of acceptance and responsibility. The paradox of therapy is that it is a very private experience, yet it requires a relationship with another person.
Thank you for watching this video on Irvin Yalom, quotes on existential therapy and personal growth. We hope these words of wisdom from Irvin Yalom have inspired you to embrace your own journey of self-discovery, find greater meaning and purpose in life, and cultivate deeper connections with others. Remember, as Irvin Yalom said, the challenge of therapy is not to eliminate darkness but to find a way of living with it without being overcome by it. So, embrace the darkness, embrace the unknown, and keep moving forward on your path towards personal growth and fulfillment. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking content. Thank you for watching.